It's the final week of the season in the Premier Collegiate League in 2022. After this weekend's All-Star break, the Steamers are getting an opportunity to control their own destiny. The Clams are currently in second place behind the Tarboro River Bandits, their opponent for the next 3 nights. If the Steamers win all 3 games, they'll take over first place in the PCL with less than a week to go. Hello and welcome into this broadcast of Edenton Steamers Baseball. I'm Luke Milai on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. The Steamers are taking on the team they'll be playing for the 10th time this season, the Tarboro River Bandits. And the River Bandits have had the Steamers' numbers so far, winning 7 of those 9 matchups. But once again, this is the first or the second of what was 4 straight games between the teams, this being the second and now 2 more in consecutive nights after tonight. And the Steamers are going to have to do a lot of winning if they're going to make that leap into first place. Remember, the top 2 teams get a bye in the PCL first round on August 2nd. Round number 2 on August 4th. Those top 2 seeds will host a playoff game. And then the winners of those semifinal games will play for the championship on August 6th. So right now, both these teams slated to get that bye and host a playoff game on August 4th, but still a lot of work to do this week, and it starts tonight, Monday, July 25th, as the Steamers look to get back in the win column against the River Bandits. Jacob Lawler on the mound for Edenton. He's on quite the streak, 18 2/3 consecutive scoreless innings for Lawler. He hasn't given up a run over his last 3 starts. The last run he gave up was on June 9th. Lawler, it's his first start of the season against the River Bandits, and he's earned this opportunity. And leading off for Tarboro will be James Moses. First pitch of the night to Moses is swung on, popped up third base side, foul territory. Alden Cottle moving over from third. He's not going to get it. It's fouling out of play, 0-1 the count. Now, if you watched the All-Star game or saw any different parts of the broadcast, we had a few Steamers on that night and assistant coach for the Steamers, Ashton Roy, and they all mentioned when James Moses came to the plate how he's a threat to bunt every time. And he led off the All-Star game with a bunt single, so Alden Cottle over at third, already on the infield grass. The 0-1. Taken on the outside corner for a called strike, 0-2 to James Moses. Moses gets on base at a ridiculous rate, a .547 on base percentage. He hasn't reached safely in just 1 game this season. He lines that one out to short, and it's caught by Chase Bruno for out number 1. A soft line out for James Moses, and that'll bring Hunter McLean up to the plate. McLean playing over at third base tonight for the River Bandits, hitting second in the Tarboro order. He'll take the first pitch up high for a ball, 1-0. Hunter McLean hitting .264 this season with a .421 on base percentage. He'll take that one across from the outside corner. 1-1 now the count to McLean. Inside, 2-1. When these teams matched up the day before the All-Star break, McLean reached 3 times in 5 plate appearances, had a single and a couple of walks. He's reached in every game against the Steamers this season. Here comes the 2-1. Taken for a called strike at the knees, 2-2. Lawler, the long stare, the 2-2 pitch. Just missed outside. He thought he got it. 3-2 now the count. Jacob Lawler, once again, his 5th start of the season, his first against the River Bandits. He's only faced Tarboro once this season. That was back in the first matchup of the season. That was in relief in the 10th inning of a game that the River Bandits walked off. Just missed. Ball 4. Lawler wasn't quite sure he was making the walk around the mound. It's a 1-out walk for Hunter McLean. And the River Bandits have a runner over at first and 1 out. That'll bring the 3rd consecutive All-Star up to the plate for the River Bandits in their lineup. Chase Heath up to the plate. Caught in the All-Star game for Tarboro, as did the man behind the plate for Edenton, Jeremiah Boyd. 2 guys representing the South. That one's fouled away by Heath, 0-1. Chase Heath's had a lot of fun hitting against the Steamers this season. 4 of his 6 home runs on the year have come against the Clams. And of course, he added on a 3-run home run in the All-Star game here at historic Hicks Field. So even in a game that didn't mean too much, he was still continuing to smash the ball over that teal monster in left field. Lawler from the stretch. He'll throw over again, and they nearly got McLean. He had to get back in quickly. Lawler, a good pickoff move. He's picked off 2 runners this season. And usually he keeps a good eye on the guys over there. Only 2 bases have been stolen against Jacob Lawler this season. So he's not afraid to keep those guys close over at first. 0-1 the count to Chase Heath. He'll swing through that one. 0-2 the count. That last game that Lawler pitched against the River Bandits that came in relief, that was on June 7th. So just the 4th game of the season for the Steamers. That was actually their first loss of 2022. The 0-2, outside, 1-2 the count. For the Steamers, they've got a home-heavy schedule here to wrap up the regular season. They've got a home game tonight. They're in Tarboro tomorrow, and then they are home the rest of the week. Home against Tarboro, a couple home games against Norfolk, and then wrapping up the regular season on the 30th against the Voyagers here at historic Hicks Field. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Strikeout number 1 for Jacob Lawler, and it's out number 2 here in the first. And that'll bring Jarrett May up to the plate for the first time tonight. Saw May, just like Keith, in the home run derby for Tarboro and getting the start in the All-Star game as well. So May coming very familiar with this park over the last couple of days. For the River Bandits as a team, it's only their 4th trip to historic Hicks Field this season. They're 2-1 in their 3 prior trips, with the last one being a 14-1 Tarboro win. That was on July 12th. First pitch, May will pop it up in the infield. Alden Cottle from third is over. He's under it, and he'll make the catch. A scoreless first inning for Jacob Lawler on the mound. We'll head to the home half of inning number 1 at historic Hicks Field, still scoreless. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers offense is ready to take the plate for the first time tonight, and they'll be facing Porter Brady for the Tarboro River Bandits. The Steamers have become familiar with Brady this season. Both of his starts that he's made this season have come against Edenton. He's thrown 15 2/3 total innings, a 5.17 ERA, he's 24 strikeouts. He's also got a save out of the bullpen, so the River Bandits use him a little bit of everywhere, but against the Steamers, they like him in this starting role. Bryce Stevens will lead things off for Edenton, and he'll take high for a ball, 1-0. Stevens, another one of those guys coming off an all-star game appearance. And he'll swing and miss at that one, 1-1 the count. He's been in this leadoff spot for the last week or so during the regular season. Due to his high on-base percentage, Coach Hill wants Chase Bruno to hit with a guy aboard, and he'll poke it the other way. Zeke Hilton to move to his left, throw to first is in time for out number 1. And that'll bring the aforementioned Chase Bruno up to the plate. Hitting second in the Steamers lineup tonight. Bruno over at shortstop, where he's played all season. Chase Bruno looking for some redemption against these River Bandits. The last time they played right before the All-Star break, he went 0 for 5 with 4 strikeouts. A very uncharacteristic game for Bruno. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it away, 0-1. For Chase now, he's reached in all but 3 games this season. Not only reached, he's got a hit in all but 3 games. So still a very impressive season for Bruno, hitting .333 at .399 on base percentage. He'll take up high for a ball, 1-1. Bruno got the honor of starting in that all-star game over at shortstop. Well deserved for Bruno as he fouls that one straight back, 1-2 the count. Trying to stay as consistent as he has here in the final week of the season. And every game gets a little bit more important for Edenton. That one's outside. A good at bat now for Bruno. 2-2 the count. The 2-2. Chopped foul. We'll do it again at 2-2. Now, a bit of an interesting stat for Bruno. He's third on the team in plate appearances where you see at least 3 pitches after getting 2 strikes. So it's sort of measures a guy's ability to keep at-bats going, get longer at-bats. And this will be the 3rd pitch after the 2nd strike for Bruno. He's third on the team with 13, and he's worked a full count. It's 3-2. Chase Bruno, he'd been in that leadoff spot the entire season before Bryce Stevens took over the role over the past few games. And he settled in nicely in spot number 2. Here's the 3-2 pitch. He'll swing and miss. Strike 3. The first strikeout of the night for Porter Brady, and it's out number 2 here in the first. That'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate now for the Steamers. He'll take the first pitch for a called strike in the outside corner, 0-1. Paulson earned the Steamers' Longhorn Hitter of the Week. He's riding a streak of 4 consecutive games with multiple hits. So Nate has been hitting very well as of late. He even brought that to the All-Star game, had an RBI single to open up the scoring for the South All-Stars. A wonderful summer for Nate Paulson as he'll take up high. 2-1 the count. Paulson once again getting that start out in center field. He and Chase Bruno tied for the team lead in games played. This is their 30th of the season. He's out in front of that one, and he'll foul it off to the left side. 2-2 the count. Brady's ready, the 2-2. Poked out towards the right side, over the head of Zeke Hilton at second, and into right field. It's 5 straight games with a hit for Paulson, and it's the first hit of the night for the Steamers. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate now for the Steamers. Not catching tonight. He's in that designated hitter spot for Edenton, as Kermode's been hitting well as of late, trying to keep that bat in the lineup. There was some discussion today about maybe having him out in right field. But at the end, they stick him in that DH spot. Davis Halstead out in right field tonight. Case was out there in right field for a game this season. He played out there once last season. So he's got the ability to do it, but we've really only seen him in this role or behind the plate. Paulson's off and running. That one's outside. Throw down to second is not in time. Nate Paulson puts himself in scoring position for Case Kermode. For Paulson, it's his team-leading 9th steal of the season. Kermode takes on the inside corner for a called strike, 2-1. The last matchup between the teams, Kermode went 1 for 4, and he had an RBI walk in that game, a bases-loaded walk for Case Kermode. A 2-1. He's out in front, fouls it back. 2-2 now the count. Kermode trying to take advantage of a runner down in scoring position in the first inning. The 2-2. Outside, 3-2 the count. A good at-bat for Case Kermode. Making Brady throw more pitches. As Nate Paulson got his at-bat at least 5 pitches. Chase Bruno had a full count at-bat. As Paulson now dancing off of second. Kermode swings and misses for out number 3. Porter Brady throws a scoreless first inning for the River Bandits. He gets 2 strikeouts along the way. And we'll head to inning number 2 here at Historic Hicks Field. Still scoreless. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers and the River Bandits are all tied at 0. We're into our second inning here in Edenton as the River Bandits come to the plate for the second time tonight. Liam McFadden-Ackman will lead things off for Tarboro. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 in the River Bandits lineup to begin the second, with McFadden-Ackman leading off and playing first base. He'll go up against Jacob Lawler, who threw a scoreless first inning on the mound for Edenton. First pitch is across for a called strike. The count is 0-1. McFadden-Ackman hitting .355 this summer. And he'll take that one inside, 1-1. The 1-1. Inside again, 2-1. McFadden-Ackman has really enjoyed hitting against the Steamers like most of the River Bandits. He's knocked in a run against Edenton in 6 of the last 7 matchups. He's hit very well and gotten clutch hits for his River Bandit team. He'll get out in front of that one, chop it over to short. Bruno sprinting in. His throw to first is in time for out number 1. That'll bring Tyler Dunn up to the plate. Dunn getting the start out in left field as River Bandits still looking for their first hit in this game, as Tyler Dunn will try to supply that. Hitting .298 this season. Dunn reaching at a .385 rate. We don't see him in the River Bandits lineup as much as some of the other common names that have already hit tonight. So that one's up high, but we do see him in there tonight. Dunn in his last game against the Steamers went 0 for 3, but walked in a run that night. A 2-0. He'll let it come across for a called strike, 2-1. Jacob Lawler, once again, he's now up over 20 straight scoreless innings. And for the right-hander from Randolph-Macon, it's his first start against Tarboro this season. As head coach Justin Hill still trying to find a good recipe to stopping this River Bandits offense. There's a good recipe there. A nice defensive stop by Chase Bruno. Throw to first is in time. 2 down here in the second. Anytime you can get defense like Chase Bruno provides behind your pitcher, it's going to make things a lot easier. And there's 2 outs now in the second as Harrison Johnson comes to the plate. Johnson will chop that one to the right side. Beebe dives, can't get it. It's picked up by Stevens. Throw to first is in time to Lawler covering. A nice effort defensively from the Steamers in the second inning. Another scoreless inning on the mound for Jacob Lawler. We'll head to the home half of inning number 2 here in Edenton as the Steamers looking to get on the board first. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field tonight as the Steamers take on the River Bandits for the 10th time this season. The River Bandits winning 7 of the first 9 matchups, but Edenton still some work to do in the standings. They've got 3 more games against Tarboro. Trying to get back in the win column and try and get on the board here in the second with Alden Cottle up to the plate. Leading things off against Porter Brady out there for his second inning. First pitch is across for a called strike, 0-1. Cottle getting the start over at third base tonight after starting the All-Star game a couple of nights ago. That one's a bit high, 1-1 the count. Alden had a good night in that All-Star game, went 2 for 2 at the plate. He swings and fouls that one on the inner half. 1-2 now the count to Cottle. He's seen Porter Brady a lot before. Once again, Brady, it's his third start against Edenton this season. This is only his third total start of the season, so they've all come against the Steamers. The 1-2. Swung on, fouled, straight back. 1-2 the count. And you'd have to think head coach Grant Crosby likes to see these left-handers against the Steamers. They've struggled to figure them out as of late, with Tarboro winning the last 5 matchups between the teams. That one's inside, nearly got Cottle in the feet. 2-2 now the count to Alden. Cottle went 2 for 4 with an RBI the last time these teams met up. He also walked in that game. He's been very efficient against the River Bandits this season as he fouls another one away. The count will remain 2-2. A good at bat here for Alden Cottle. For Cottle, he's knocked in 11 runs this season. 9 have come against the River Bandits. Here's the 2-2 from Brady. Down low, 3-2 the count. A real nice at bat from Alden Cottle. As Porter Brady had to throw a bit of pitches in that first inning, trying to keep it low here in the second, but the Steamers have had a few 5+ pitch at-bats. That one's chopped over towards second. Hilton's got it. He'll throw to first in time for out number 1. Brady gets the out on his 27th pitch of the night as Jared Beebe will come to the plate now for the Steamers. Jared Beebe hitting 6 for Edenton, getting the start over at first base tonight. Only a second start at first this season. He'll swing at the first pitch, chop it over to short. Hunter McLean moving in. His throw to first is not in time. It was dropped by McFadden Ackman at first. It would have been a close play, and Jared Beebe reaches with 1 out in the second. Beebe was hustling the whole way down the line. And that's the first error of the night for Tarboro, as Jeremiah Boyd will come to the plate. McLean over there at short in place of Ty Barango, who was initially slated to start there tonight. But he was a late scratch, so Harrison Johnson came into the game, and he's over at third, and they slide Hunter McLean from third to short. So the River Bandits still trying to get adjusted to their new defense as Jeremiah Boyd into the box for the first time tonight. He's ahead 1-0. That one floats a bit off the plate. 2-0 now to Jeremiah Boyd. Boyd catching tonight for the Steamers. Had a good night when the Steamers went to Tarboro. Had knocked in a couple of runs with a big late single. All a part of a 4-run 7th inning for the Steamers in Tarboro. They nearly came back from an 8-1 deficit against the River Bandits. They got it to 8-7, but couldn't get it the rest of the way. And Brady will check up on Beebe over at first again. Steamers have been aggressive on the bases the last couple times they've taken on the River Bandits. Maybe it's just hoping to move runners into scoring position, as that one's across for a called strike, 2-1. Nate Paulson already stole a base in the first inning. He was stranded out there at second. Steamers stole 4 bases against Tarboro in that last game. Boyd takes it low, gets between the legs of Heath, and moving into scoring position now is Beebe. It's a good count for Jeremiah Boyd ahead 3-1. We'll see if he gets something to hit or if the River Bandits will recognize there's a base open and maybe hope he'll either chase or just give him that open base. The 3-1. Taken outside, ball 4. Jeremiah Boyd works a 1-out walk. It's the first walk of the night issued by Brady. And the Steamers have 2 aboard and 1 out here in the second. As Tyler West will come to the plate now for the Steamers. Tyler West back in the starting lineup. Once again over in left field for Edenton. He'll foul that one the other way off the River Bandits dugout. 0-1 the count. We've seen Tyler get a lot more at-bats as of late. Towards the end of June, it was really a lot of pinch hit appearances and not much consistent play, but now he's had 3 or 4 plate appearances in 5 of his last 6 games. Off speed, he'll pop it up in the infield, over towards first base. McFadden-Ackman's under it. He'll make the catch for out number 2. The Steamers trying to avoid stranding a runner out in scoring position as Davis Halstead comes to the plate. Halstead hitting 9th tonight for Edenton, getting the start out in right field for Jackson Hipp, who ineligible to play tonight after getting ejected in the last game. Halstead's last game was July 12th. He hasn't been with the team in a bit, as he'll take outside for a ball, 1-0. Halstead had been hitting well before his departure. He went 3 for 4 in his last game, that being on July 12th. And that coming against these River Bandits. 1-0, he'll take outside, 2-0 the count. Steamers trying to get out ahead of the River Bandits. They haven't been able to get out to early leads against Tarboro too often this season. Trying to do it here at home. And Davis Halstead is quickly ahead, 3-0. Trying to keep the line moving for the top of the order. He's got Jared Beebe down at second and Jeremiah Boyd over at first. The 3-0. Outside, ball 4. Davis Halstead works a 4-pitch walk. It's the second walk of the inning for Brady on the mound, and the Steamers have him loaded here in the second. And we're back to the top of the order as Bryce Stevens will come to the plate for Edenton. A big opportunity early for the Clams to put some second inning runs on the board. A long conversation out there at the mound for Brady and Heath. They don't have any more free bases for Mr. Bryce Stevens, who will take some free bases. Bryce Stevens leads the team with 22 walks this season. Hitting just .214, but that .402 on-base percentage, the reason he's right here at the top of the order. Trying to raise that on-base percentage against Brady with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Stevens swings and misses at the first pitch, 0-1 the count. Bryce grounded out in his first at-bat tonight. He'll take that one in the dirt, 1-1. Now the Steamers had the bases loaded a couple of times back in Tarboro, and They walked a couple runs in. Hunter Cole was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Case Kermode walked in a run with the bases loaded. Stevens gets under that one, lifts it out to right field. Dane Hoggard's over there, and he'll make the catch to retire the side. The Steamers strand 3 here in the second. We'll head to inning number 3 at historic Hicks Field with the game still tied. The 2022 Edenton Steamers merchandise is here. There are plenty of ways for you to pick up your new Steamers gear. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and place an order, stop by Soundfeet Shoes of Edenton, or head to the merchandise trailer located behind the first base dugout at historic Hicks Field. You can also pick up some of the brand new Chowan County Cantaloupes gear, but only at historic Hicks Field. Thank you for your support and repping your Steamers gear. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field as we're set to begin the third inning between the River Bandits and the Steamers. A matchup of the top 2 teams in the Premier Collegiate League. It'll be 8-9-1 in the River Bandits order due up here in the third. Dane Hoggard will lead things off, and he gets hit by a pitch on the first one he sees from Jacob Lawler. It's only the second runner to reach against Lawler tonight. He walked Hunter McLean back in the first. And that'll bring Zeke Hilton up to the plate. Hilton has struggled against the Steamers as of late. He's 0 for his last 17 against the Steamers. As Lawler moves to the stretch, Hilton will take down low. 1-0 the count. Zeke Hilton hitting .169 this season for the River Bandits, a .298 on-base percentage. He'll swing and foul that one away. 1-1 the count. He started just about every matchup between the Steamers and the River Bandits this season. He didn't get the start last week. Chase Heath was out in right field, and Zeke Hilton took his spot late in that ball game. He had one at bat that night and was 0 for 1. Lawler will throw over, and another close play at first with Dane Hoggard. Lawler did a good job keeping Hunter McLean close when he got over to first base. He'll take a peek over at Hoggard with the count 1-1. The pitch. Swung on, fouled away to the right side by Hilton. 1-2 the count. Lawler's ready to go from the stretch. He'll take a peek over at first. And now he'll throw over to first, and back in safely is Hoggard. For Jacob Lawler, now at 21 consecutive innings without a run allowed. He's been dominant for the Steamers this season, a 0.77 ERA. And he strikes out Zeke Hilton swinging for out number one. It's the second strikeout of the night for Lawler, and it's out number one here in the third. Back to the top of the order for the River Bandits. James Moses up to the plate now to face Lawler. Moses grounded out on his only at-bat tonight. That one's down low for a ball, 1-0. Now I got a nice little nugget from Carter Hill, the River Bandits announcer. He told me that Moses has reached base safely in all but one game this season. That game was here in Edenton. June 23rd, a 4-2 Steamers win over the River Bandits. So that one's outside, 2-1 the count, 2-0 the count. That June 23rd game was the last time the Steamers beat the River Bandits here at home. It was a part of 2 games in a row that they beat Tarboro. They also won on June 25th. Remember, those are the only 2 wins against the River Bandits this season for Edenton. 2-0s on the outside corner for a called strike, 2-1 the count. It's Dane Hoggard over at first. He led the inning off as he was hit by a pitch. The 2-1. Taken, just missed. Not sure where. 3-1 now the count. I don't think Lawler or Jeremiah Boyd quite know either. James Moses out ahead, 3-1. The all-star center fielder for the River Bandits trying to keep the line moving in the third. Swings, fouls it straight back. Full count now to Moses. Steamers a good home team trying to keep that up here tonight. 15-4 here at historic Hicks Field. Had a 10-game home winning streak earlier in the season. That was snapped by these River Bandits. And that one's up high, ball 4. James Moses works a 1-out walk to put runners at first and second for the River Bandits. It's the first time Moses has reached tonight. He's now reached base safely in all but that one game. And a man who reached on a walk earlier tonight, Hunter McLean, up to the plate. The River Bandits still looking for their first hit in this game. McLean trying to provide that with 2 men on against Jacob Lawler. And that one's across for a called strike, 0-1. Mentioned that Lawler hasn't given up really any runs during this stretch. Only 2 earned runs against Lawler all season. He hasn't given up a lot of hits either. Only allowed 2 hits through 6 innings in his last start against the Norfolk Redbirds. He hasn't allowed more than 3 hits in a single game this season. In all of his starts, he's worked into at least the 5th inning. In his last 3, he's gone 5 or more. The 0-2. Swung on, grounded, foul, third base side. Count will remain 0-2. Hunter McLean getting the start over at short tonight, usually at third base for the River Bandits, but The late scratch of shortstop Tarboro forced McLean to move at short, and Harrison Johnson was inserted at his position at third base. The 0-2. Swung on, fouled away. Nice bit of two-strike hitting for Hunter McLean, fouling a couple pitches away. Now, pitch count hasn't been a huge issue for Lawler so far tonight. He's now up to 38. With a good chunk here in this inning with a walk and now a longer at bat here with McLean. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. The second strikeout of the inning for Lawler. It's the third strikeout of the game for Jacob. And it's now out number 2 here in the third. That'll bring Chase Heath up to the plate for the River Bandits. A big next couple of hitters that Lawler will have to face, and Heath and Jarrett May waiting on deck. Both have hit really well against Edenton this season. Heath is 0 for 1 tonight. He struck out on his only at-bat against Lawler. He'll swing at the first pitch and miss. 0-1 the count. Chase Heath hitting .388 this season with 11 extra base hits, 6 home runs. 4 of those, as mentioned, have come against the Steamers. The 0-1. Inside, 1-1. Heath is second in the league with 27 runs batted in. That's also second on his team. Jarrett May leads the way in the PCL with 29 RBIs. Both All-Stars for the River Bandits this season. 2 of 14 they had in the game on Saturday. The Steamers had 15 All-Stars, as these two sides made up the South team. That one's fouled to the right side. 1-2 now the count to Heath. Bit of an adjustment for these guys. They were all in the same dugout just 2 days ago after having played their 9th matchup of the season 2 days before that. So a rivalry, then they were teammates, and now they're back to the rivalry, if you can even call it that from the Steamers' perspective. It's really been dominated by the River Bandits so far in 2022. A long stare in from Jacob Lawler. 1 strike away from getting out of the inning. The 1-2. Swung on, hit out towards left field. Moving in is Tyler West, and he'll make the catch for out number 3. 3 scoreless innings for Jacob Lawler on the mound as the River Bandits strand 2 in the third. We'll head to the home half of inning number 3. Still looking for our first run of the night. The Steamers are proud to announce that Venture Tours is the official travel partner of the team for the 2022 season. Venture Tours is a family-owned business specializing in motor coach transportation. The owners have been in the motor coach industry for more than 40 years. A mixture of hard work and family legacy helped to create Venture Tours, one of the most successful motor coach companies in Hampton Roads, coastal Virginia. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit venturebustours.com. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are up to the plate looking to get on the board first against the Tarboro River Bandits. We're still scoreless here in Edenton. Just one hit between the two teams so far tonight. Porter Brady back on the mound for Tarboro. Chase Bruno at the plate for the Steamers, and he'll take outside 1-0. It'll be 2, 3, and 4 in the Steamers' order. Due up here to begin the third, with Chase Bruno leading things off. He'll swing and ground that one on one hop over to third, off the glove of Johnson, and Chase Bruno's going to be aboard at first. It was a hard hit ball. It's the second hit of the night for the Steamers. They've got the leadoff man on for the first time tonight. And that'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate. The Steamers will try and add on in the third after leaving the bases loaded in the second. Couldn't bring any home in that inning. Bruno takes off, and Paulson sends that one the other way down the right field line. It's going to drop for a hit. It's going to go all the way to the wall. They're going to send Bruno around third. McFadden-Ackman, no throw to the plate. It's an RBI double for Nate Paulson. And the Steamers take a 1-0 lead. That's about as effective as a hit and run can be. Bruno taking off. Paulson smashes it the other way. Nate Paulson continues his great hitting. It's his second hit of the night. And Edenton leads 1-0. It's Nate's 15th RBI of the season. Good enough for fourth on the team. That'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate for the second time tonight. He'll show bunt. He'll pull back. It's high for a ball, 1-0. Kermode hitting in that cleanup spot, the designated hitter for the Steamers in this game. Struck out his first time at the plate. Liam McFadden-Ackman at first, now on the infield grass in case Kermode shows bunt again. In case he'll take down in the dirt, 2-0 the count. A big opportunity here for the Steamers with a runner out in scoring position and nobody out. Already one run across in the inning. And now Brady will step off and take a moment. A big pitch here to Kermode. The 2-0 outside. 3-0 now the count to Case Kermode. Case Kermode works a 4-pitch walk, and the Steamers have runners at first and second with nobody out. It's the first time Kermode has reached tonight, and that'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate. And we'll have another meeting out at the mound between Brady and Heath. This is the River Bandit killer up at the plate, Alden Cottle. Has hit Tarboro well. 9 of his 11 RBIs this season have come against the River Bandits. He's got quite the opportunity here in the third inning. The Steamers already 2 hits in the inning and a walk. They've got all 3 hits in this game. The man down at second has 2 of those 3 hits, Nate Paulson. As Case Kermode's over at first, he reached on a walk. The Steamers have played from behind as of late against Tarboro, went behind by 7 in their last matchup. They scored 6 in a row, but with that deficit, they were unable to make the whole comeback. They're trying to be front runners here tonight in Edenton. Brady will work from the stretch against Cottle. Cottle shows bunt. He'll pull it back. It's across for a called strike, 0-1. It's the same way that Case Kermode started his at-bat. He showed bunt, but first pitch was a ball to Kermode, and Kermode never showed bunt again. But Liam McFadden-Ackman at first base is way up now. He's a couple of steps into the infield grass. As now he'll take a couple steps back. The 0-1, Cottle shows bunt again, and this one's way outside. 1-1 the count. So with nobody out, it looks like that's the sign. Get Cottle to get a bunt down, move two guys with good speed into scoring position. It's Jared Beebe on deck who'd be hitting if those guys move up. The 1-1, and Cottle was about to show bunt again. Brady turns back to second. We'll see if Cottle can get one down here with the count 1-1. And he bunts at it and misses. It goes all the way to the backstop, and the runners move up on their own. So Cottle will get the chance now to likely swing away with the count 1-2. So Brady does the job that Cottle wanted to do with the wild pitch. The runners move. And now Alden Cottle, the big opportunity to swing the bat. He grounded out in his only at bat tonight. As the infield's on the grass now for the River Bandits. Not wanting to surrender another early run. The corners are in, the middle infielders a couple of steps off the grass. Brady from the windup, the 1-2. Cottle fouls it off. And again, the Steamers doing a good job of making Porter Brady throw a lot of pitches. Couple of long at bats. Brady now up to 54 pitches in the game. Here's the 1-2. Cottle gets under it, lifts it out to right field. This should get the job done. Hoggard's under it. He'll make the catch. Tagging from third is Paulson. He's going to come in to score. Kermode advances to third. It's a sac fly for Alden Cottle, his 10th RBI against the River Bandits this season. It is now 2-0 Edenton. So instead of a sacrifice bunt, it's a sacrifice fly for Cottle. Steamers have put up 2 here in the inning as Jared Beebe's up to the plate. Case Kermode over at third. As Beebe swings and fouls the first pitch he sees down the right field line and out of play. Beebe reached on an error in his only at-bat tonight. He'll leave that one up high. 1-1 the count. Beebe knocked on a couple of runs on a big swing in the last game against the River Bandits. Had a 2-run home run in that game. Both of his 2 hits against the River Bandits this season have been home runs. The 1-1. Inside, it got him. Jared Beebe hit by a pitch. And he'll reach for the second time in the game as the Steamers now with runners at the corners and just 1 out. That'll bring Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate. Jeremiah walked in his only plate appearance tonight as Porter Brady tries to work through a rough third inning. Just one out. The Steamers have already scored twice. They've got a couple of hits, a walk, and a hit by pitch. Boyd swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1 the count. He walked his only time up against Brady tonight. One of 2 walks for Porter Brady in the game. See, he's back from the stretch. The 0-1. Beebe takes off. Boyd fouls it away. 0-2 the count as Beebe will have to head back to first. Jeremiah Boyd hitting .276 this season, a .345 on-base percentage. Now Jeremiah is 4th on the team in batting average with runners in scoring position. He's hitting .286 when he's got runners at second or third. He's got a runner over at third in Case Kermode to try and add on to the already 2-run Steamer lead. The 0-2, Beebe takes off again. That one's outside. No throw to second. Beebe's got second base stolen. There's now 2 in scoring position for Jeremiah Boyd with the count 1-2. In a similar situation in Tarboro in their last matchup, Jeremiah had a 2-run single. He's got 2 in scoring position now. The 1-2. He'll foul it away to the right side, and the count will remain 1-2. Boyd's knocked in 14 runs this season. That's good enough for 5th on the team. As Brady's back to the windup. Here comes the 1-2. Another foul ball for Boyd. It's to the right side and out of play. Jeremiah, like many of the other Steamers tonight, making Porter Brady work. He's now up over 60 pitches. A relatively even ball-to-strike ratio for Brady. He's thrown 32 strikes of his 61 pitches. 29 have been for balls. As the 1-2 again. Boyd will foul it off again. As there's some throwing going on in the River Bandits bullpen, Jeremiah Boyd extending the at-bat. He's the 6th hitter that Brady has faced here in the 3rd. Trying to reach for the 2nd time tonight. The count is still 1-2. Outside, good eye from Boyd, 2-2 the count. A terrific at bat for Jeremiah Boyd, hitting 7th in the Steamers order in this game. The 2-2. Fouled back again by Boyd. Jeremiah Boyd will not go down without a fight. He's got Case Kermode over at third and Jared Beebe down at second. Kermode walked to reach base and Beebe was hit by a pitch. A 2-2. Boyd fouls it away again. Jeremiah Boyd. He might have Brady up to 70 pitches by the time this at-bat's over. Porter Brady still looking for that 1 strikeout pitch. He's got a couple Ks tonight. But Jeremiah's made him work. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Brady wins the battle and strikes out Jeremiah Boyd for his 3rd strikeout of the night. That'll bring Tyler West up to the plate to try and take advantage of the 2 out in scoring position for the Steamers. Tyler West on one of his best stretches of the season. He's got a hit in 3 straight games. He'll take that one down low for a ball, 1-0. West popped out over to first base. His only time up tonight against Brady. That one's inside on West. Ball gets away. Kermode's coming home. He'll score standing up. The Steamers had a 3rd run here in the 3rd inning. It's now 3-0 Edenton. Heads up base running from Case Kermode, and nice job from Jared Beebe as well, getting from 2nd over to 3rd. And West, as soon as he saw that ball get by, he took off to get out of the way of Kermode or any potential play at the plate. 2-0 to Tyler West. He'll take that one down low. 3-0 now to West. Brady really trying to lock in for the River Bandits, looking for that final out. Up high and away, ball 4. Tyler West works a 4-pitch walk. The first time he's reached tonight, and that'll bring Davis Halstead up to the plate. Another meeting out at the mound for the River Bandits, as it has been a troublesome 3rd inning for Tarboro. In the inning, the Steamers have 3 runs on 2 hits, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch. They had one of their runs brought home on a sac fly. Another was on an 8 Paulson RBI double. That was how the scoring got started tonight. So for Brady, he's up to 71 pitches now in this game. Compare that to Jacob Lawler, his counterpart, pitching for the Steamers. He's thrown 43 pitches through his first 3 innings, all scoreless. Lawler yet to allow a hit to the River Bandits through those 3 innings. So the meeting is over. Halstead up to the plate with runners at the corners, 2 outs in the 3rd. Halstead walked in his only plate appearance tonight, in his first game in 13 days. And he'll take on the outside corner for a called strike. 0-1 to Halstead. Davis, in limited at-bats, is hitting .407 this season, a .448 on-base percentage. This is now the 17th game he's hit in this season. He'll swing and ground that one the other way, foul. 0-2 now to Halstead. He's still trying to gain some more at-bats here in Edenton. His 27 at-bats, the second least among guys still in Edenton that have swung the bat. Chris Morris has 9 ABs, but he hasn't hit in quite a while, mainly used as a reliever nowadays. The 0-2, way outside, 1-2. Halstead, the 8th man to come to the plate for the Steamers in the inning, trying to add on what's already a 3-run lead. The 1-2, West takes off. Halstead sends it the other way out to right, and over the head of the right field, Hoggard. He came sprinting in, and it went over his head. Beebe's in to score. Halstead stops at second. West comes in as well. It's a 2-run double for Davis Halstead, and the Steamers have broken things open here in the 3rd. It's 5-0 Edenton. He hit it hard, but it looked like it was in the vicinity of Hoggard, who came sprinting in, and then all of a sudden he looked up and it was over his head. 5 runs in the inning for Edenton, and the River Bandits will have to make an early pitching change here in the 3rd. Steamers out ahead by 5 at historic Hicks Field. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers have had a big 3rd inning. 5 on the board in the inning. And the man up at the plate, Bryce Stevens, is the 9th man to come to the plate in the inning for Edenton. The River Bandits made a pitching change. It's Landon Higgerson into the game, trying to stop the bleeding for the River Bandits. First pitch to Stevens is on the inside corner for a called strike. For Higgerson, this is now the 10th game he's pitched in this season. He's thrown 20 in the 3rd innings. 4.87 ERA, mainly used as a reliever. He has started a couple games this season as Stevens chops that one over to short. It's handled by McLean. Throw across is not in time. Stevens beat it out. It's an infield hit for Bryce Stevens. Halstead advances to 3rd. And the Steamers keep the inning going. It's runners at the corners and 2 outs. It's the first hit of the night for Bryce Stevens and the 4th of the inning for Edenton. And the Steamers are going to have a pinch hitter. It's Tate Abbott coming up to the plate. He's into the game for Chase Bruno. Bruno had been 1 for 2 tonight. So we'll have to see how they shift around the defense. I'm sure it'll be Jared Beebe over to 3rd with Abbott going to 1st, and Bryce Stevens will probably take shortstop with Cottle moving to 2nd. Abbott hits it hard to the right side under the glove of Zeke Hilton into right field. Halstead comes in to score. It's now 6-0 Edenton. Abbott makes Coach Hill's decision pay off, an RBI single. The 6th run of the inning for Edenton. And that'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate for the 2nd time in the inning. He had an RBI double his last time up. He's 2 for 2 in the game. Paulson will take outside, 1-0 the count. One and 0 the count to Paulson with runners at first and second. He'll swing and foul that one to the right side. McFadden-Ackman moving back from first, and he's unable to make the catch as it's up against the fence. Count evens up 1-1 to Nate Paulson. Paulson named the Steamers Longhorn Hitter of the Week. For his last few games, had 8 hits. Was hitting .533 with a few RBIs. Nate Paulson has really caught his stride here at Edenton, one of the few guys hitting over 300 at the plate. Came into tonight hitting .352, leads the team in on-base percentage as well at .465. That pitch is down in the dirt. 2-1 now the count to Paulson. The only Steamer so far tonight with multiple hits in the game. 6 hits overall for Edenton. A 2-1. Paulson swings and misses. 2-2. Hagerson trying to work out of the jam that Porter Brady put the River Bandits in. Brady went just 2 2/3 starting this game. Allowed 5 runs while he was in. One of his runners came home to score. That was inherited by Hagerson, so it's now 6 earned runs against Porter Brady. The 2-2. Paulson leaves it outside. Throw back to first is not in time. It got away from McFadden-Ackman, and the count fills up 3-2. Three and 2 the count to Nate Paulson. With Bryce Stevens down at second, Tate Abbott over at first. 2 outs here in the third. The Steamers already with 6 runs on the board in the inning. The runners will be off on the pitch. The 3-2, inside ball 4. Nate Paulson works a walk to reach for the 3rd time tonight. And that'll bring Case Kermode up to the plate. Kermode walked earlier in this inning. He eventually came around to score. Kermode, the 12th hitter to come to the plate in the inning for Edenton. Kermode takes that one for a called strike, 0-1. Case Kermode did walk in a run with the bases loaded the last time these teams played. He'll swing and miss at that one. 0-2 now the count to Case. Kermode's knocked in 9 runs this season. Has a big chance to add on to that total here. Hagerson's ready, and Kermode will call for time. Kermode, the DH tonight for the Steamers, has reached once in 2 plate appearances. He struck out in the first inning, walked earlier this inning. The 0-2, swing and a miss on a ball in the dirt. And Heath will just tag home for the final out of the inning. But the Steamers put 6 on the board here in the 3rd. They're out ahead 6-0 as we head to the 4th here at historic Hicks Field. Hello and welcome back to this broadcast of Steamers Baseball on the Edenton Steamers YouTube channel. I'm Luke Mealy, where tonight the Clams have gotten out to a 6-0 lead over the Tarboro River Bandits, a team that's beaten them 5 consecutive times. They had 5 hits in the third inning, led to 6 runs, and now Jacob Lawler back on the mound for Edenton, and he'll face Jarrett May. Lawler hasn't allowed a hit through the first 3 innings against the River Bandits offense, as May will foul that one straight back, 0-1. A lot of work to do for a Tarboro offense that has shown they can score against the Steamers. They've scored at least 6 runs in each of their last 4 games against Edenton, so 6 is nowhere near an unattainable number for the River Bandits as May takes inside, 1-1. So it'll be up to Jacob Lawler to try and keep the Steamers ahead with a convincing lead. 1-1 pitch. May will take it a bit off the plate, 2-1. Jarrett May popped out over to third his first time up as they actually got a couple of switches, including one over at third with Tate Abbott hitting for Chase Bruno in that third inning. He moves over to first. So that one's inside, 3-1. So now Jared Beebe moves from first to third. Alden Cottle moves from third to second. And Bryce Stevens moves from second to short. So around the infield, it's Beebe at third, Stevens at short, Cottle at second, and Abbott at first. The 3-1. May swings and fouls it straight down. 3-2 the count. Jarrett May's been white hot against the Steamers as of late. In his last 5 games against Edenton, he's 12 for 18. 5 home runs, 10 RBIs. He has been on another level against Edenton. But he's 0 for 1 tonight. Lawler's got his sign. Here comes the 3-2. Inside ball 4. Jarrett May works a leadoff walk the first time he's reached tonight. The second walk issued by Jacob Lawler in the game. And the River Bandits have a runner over at first and nobody out. That'll bring Liam McFadden-Ackman up to the plate now for Tarboro. The righty swings at the first pitch he sees and fouls it to the right side, 0-1. McFadden-Ackman starting over at first base tonight for Tarboro. He grounded out in his only at-bat back in the second inning. The 0-1 up high, 1-1 the count to McFadden-Ackman. Liam had a real good game the last time these teams met up. He went 3 for 4, a home run. He knocked in 4 runs that night. He's hit the Steamers very hard as of late. The 1-1. He'll take that one down low. 2-1 the count. Jacob Lawler on the mound, up over 50 pitches. He's thrown 52 to this point. Yet to allow a base hit. The 2-1. Up high, 3-1 the count. The only slight issue for Lawler has been his 3 walks. He's also hit a man with a pitch. Three and 1 the count to Liam McFadden-Ackman. That one's a bit low, ball 4. Back-to-back walks for the River Bandits to lead off the 4th. It's the 4th walk of the game issued by Lawler. And that'll bring Tyler Dunn up to the plate. Head coach Justin Hill quick to jog out there and talk with Lawler. And the Steamers, if we're going to go in the Wayback Machine, 6 runs isn't always safe against the River Bandits. Back in their first matchup, the Steamers had a 7-run lead and eventually lost that game by 1 in extra innings. They were ahead 9-2 in that game and ended up falling 10-9 thanks to 8 unanswered runs from the River Bandits. That was just the 4th game of the season. Tyler Dunn up to the plate for the 2nd time tonight for the River Bandits. And he'll take that one for a called strike, 0-1. Dunn grounded out in his only at bat in this game. Lawler could sure use a ground ball here. He gets it over to second, could be 2. Flip to second for 1. Stevens' turn to first is in time. A big double play to get the first 2 outs here in the 4th. May advances over to third. Exactly what the doctor ordered for Jacob Lawler after a pair of walks to begin the inning. That'll bring Harrison Johnson up to the plate now for Tarboro. As Lawler can get back into the windup with May over at third. Johnson takes for a called strike, 0-1. Johnson grounded out in his only at bat against Lawler tonight. He'll pop it up behind the plate. It'll travel out of play, 0-2 to Johnson. Johnson, a late addition into this game. As we got the lineup about an hour before game time. It had Ty Barongo in this spot, but Barongo not feeling healthy enough to go tonight. As the 0-2 is just a bit off the plate. 1-2 the count. So with Barongo unable to go, Harrison Johnson stepped in. He moved over to third opposed to Barongo's usual spot at short, and Hunter McLean moved from third to short. The 1-2 swung on line into right field for a base hit. It's the first hit of the night for the River Bandits as Harrison Johnson puts Tarboro on the board. It's now 6-1 Edenton. And that'll bring Dane Hoggard up to the plate now for Tarboro. Not a big lead over at first for Johnson. Hoggard swings through the first pitch he sees, 0-1 the count. Hoggard was hit by a pitch, his only time up tonight. The 0-1's up high, count will even up, 1-1. So the River Bandits get on the board thanks to a couple of walks in the inning and then an RBI single from Harrison Johnson. Still a lot of work to do after a 6-run third inning for the Steamers. That one swung foul tip into the glove of Jeremiah Boyd. 1-2 the count. And that run allowed by Jacob Lawler was his first in over 22 innings. He had thrown 22 straight scoreless innings on the mound before Johnson brought that one home. It's only the 3rd run he's allowed all season. The 1-2 just misses again. He thought he had strike 3 on the other half of the plate to Harrison Johnson. Didn't get the call there, and that one right on the other side didn't get the call. 2-2 now the count. Lawler's 2-2. That one's a bit outside. 3-2 the count. So Johnson will be off and running from first on the pitch with the count 3-2 to Dane Hoggard. Starting out in right field tonight for the River Bandits. The 3-2. Called strike three. The fourth strikeout of the night for Jacob Lawler wraps up the fourth inning. The River Bandits do get on the board thanks to an RBI single from Harrison Johnson. We'll head to the home half of inning number 4 here in Edenton with the Steamers ahead 6-1. Every year, the Steamers are proud to have the opportunity to raise money for the Jim Catfish Hunter ALS Foundation. On Friday, July 29th, the Steamers will wear special themed jerseys that will be auctioned off during the game. Proceeds will go towards the fight to strike out ALS. Catfish Hunter is a Major League Baseball Hall of Fame pitcher that lived just a short distance from historic Hicks Field and was even a host family for the Steamers organization in its inaugural year. Unfortunately, he lost his battle with ALS over 20 years ago. The Steamers will continue to carry on his legacy and do their part to strike out ALS. We thank you for your support of this great cause. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead by 5 over the Tarboro River Bandits. Looking for another big inning here in the fourth after they had 12 batters come to the plate in the third. They put 6 across in the inning on 5 hits. Alden Cottle will lead things off against Landon Higgerson to begin the fourth, as Cottle will take inside 1-0. Alden brought home one of those runs back in the third, had a sac fly to bring in Nate Paulson. As that one misses. 2-0 the count. Now to Alden Cottle. Cottle swings and fouls it the other way and out of play. 2-1 the count. So for the Steamers tonight, they've set themselves up in a good position. They haven't beaten the River Bandits since June 25th. That was a 12-4 game. They've lost 5 consecutive games to Tarboro as Cottle pops that one up down the first base line. McFadden Ackman running over. It's going to drop foul. 2-2 the count. The season series between the teams started out pretty even, with Tarboro winning the first 2 and the Steamers responding to win the next 2. But now it's been 5 straight for the River Bandits since then. The 2-2. It's called strike 3. Heath will apply the tag on the drop third strike for out number 1. And Higgerson, we've seen him do that before. Whenever he gets to 2 strikes, he always likes to change up his arm angle. He usually goes a bit sidearm when he gets 2 strikes. And it honestly works very efficiently for him. He gets a lot of strikeouts that way. Jared Beebe up to the plate now with 1 out. He'll foul the first pitch straight back. 0-1 the count. Beebe reached in his last plate appearance. He was hit by a pitch. He'll check his swing on a ball in the dirt. The count will now even up 1-1. Jared reached on an error his first time at the plate tonight, back in the second inning. So he's trying to get over to first base for the third time tonight. As that one's inside. 2-1 the count to Beebe. Jared Beebe hitting .239 this season, a .378 on-base percentage. So he'll take that one down low. 3-1 now the count to Beebe. That one on the inside corner. Beebe almost tossed the bat away as the count fills up. Landon Higgerson, the third batter he's faced tonight. He goes back to the sidearm. This one's down low, ball 4. Jared Beebe works a walk. It's the 5th walk issued by Tarboro pitching tonight. And he's aboard with 1 out. And that'll bring Jeremiah Boyd to the plate, who has one of those walks tonight. Boyd with a walk and a strikeout. So that one's on the outside corner to Boyd. 0-1 the count. The crowd really disagreeing with that. And pardon me, it's 6 walks for the River Bandits pitching staff. 2 now for Landon Higgerson. As Boyd quickly behind, 0-2 on 2 called strikes. Jeremiah struck out in his last at-bat in the 3rd inning. Trying to move Beebe along. He's over at first. The 0-2. Up high. Jeremiah held the bat back. 1-2 the count. Jeremiah Boyd hitting .276 this season. A .345 on-base percentage. We'll see if Higgerson goes back to that sidearm with a 1-2 count. He stays upright, and Boyd crushes it deep to left field. Going back to the wall, and the home run derby champion has brought it into the regular season. Jeremiah Boyd, a 2-run blast, his 5th home run of the season. It's now an 8-1 Steamers lead. Even with all those runs, that's the first home run of the game for the Steamers. An 8-1 lead. Jeremiah Boyd has now knocked in a pair in each of his last 2 games. In what's one of the biggest games of the season, the Steamers have showed up as Tyler West takes inside for a ball, 1-0. Remember, this is all a part of a 4-game stretch, all against the River Bandits. This is game number 2. As Tyler West takes a strike, 1-1. Now, the Steamers had to win 3 of these 4 to take over first place in the final week. They lost that first game back in Tarboro before the All-Star break. So they knew their only way to get into first was to win these 3. They're out ahead in the first of those 3 tonight as Tyler West is behind in the count, 1-2. West walked in his last at bat. He'll chop that one high over to short. Going to be a tough play for McLean. Here's the throw across to first. It is high and snagged by McFadden Ackman for out number 2. And that'll bring Davis Halstead up to the plate with 2 outs here in the 4th. And Halstead will swing through the first pitch he sees, 0-1. Halstead picked up right where he left off. He's reached twice tonight with a walk and a 2-run double. He's quickly behind 0-2 on Higgerson. The 0-2 and time is called as Higgerson was just about ready to go. Oh, 2 the count, the pitch. He went back to the sidearm. That one's inside, 1-2. Higgerson, the second pitcher used tonight by the River Bandits after Porter Brady started, didn't get out of the third inning. Halstead swings and misses for strike 3 and the final out here in the fourth. But the Steamers add 2 on the board here in the inning. A 2-run home run from Jeremiah Boyd extends the lead to 7. It is 8-1 Steamers as we head to the 5th. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicksfield for the top half of the 5th inning. Jacob Lawler back on the mound for Edenton. He'll face the 9, 1, and 2 spots in the River Bandits order. Zeke Hilton leading things off for Tarboro. Hilton went to show bunt, and he got a piece of it, or got a piece of him as he pulled the bat back, and Hilton is aboard to lead off the 5th. It's the second batter hit by Lawler tonight, and the River Bandits have a man over at first with nobody out. It's the third straight inning. The River Bandits' leadoff man has reached as they're back to the top of the order. James Moses up to the plate. Moses swinging at the first pitch, sends it high out towards left center field. Moving over from left is Tyler West, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Hunter McLean to the plate for the third time in this game. McLean has walked and struck out tonight. Getting the start over at shortstop for the banged-up Tarboro. So that one's inside, 1-0. Only 1 hit allowed by Lawler tonight, but he's walked 4 and hit 2. But he's limited the damage. Only 1 run's come across. So that one's fouled away. 1-1 the count. Jacob Lawler, this is now his 5th consecutive start that he's worked into the 5th inning. He's been lights out for the Steamers on the mound this season. as he'll throw over to first. Back in safely is Hilton. The Steamers have won all 4 of Lawler's starts this season. Hilton takes off. That one's on the inside corner for a called strike. Hilton's in safely at second with a stolen base. So 1-2 now the count to McLean, but Hilton moves into scoring position with less than 2 outs. Lawler's ready to go from the stretch. The 1-2, and it gets him on the back. It's the 3rd batter Lawler's hit tonight, the 2nd of the inning, and Hunter McLean is over at first with 1 out. So some throwing going on in the Steamers bullpen. We'll see how much of a leash Lawler will get. Once again, he hasn't allowed many hits, just 1 hit for Tarboro. He's also only thrown 69 pitches. But the River Bandits trailing by 7. Chase Heath at the plate with 2 men on and 1 out. Heath fouls the first pitch straight back, 0-1. Heath was one of the 2 members that Tarboro sent to the home run derby on Friday. Followed that up with a home run in the All-Star game on Saturday. The 0-1. Down low, 1-1 the count. Home runs have been a big part of Heath facing the Steamers this season. 4 of his 6 home runs have come against Edenton. The 1-1. Poked out to the right side and through for a base hit. And Hilton slips going around third. He's going to have to stop there, and the bases are loaded for the River Bandits. It's the first hit of the game for Chase Heath, and Jarrett May coming to the plate with the bases loaded. Not the guy the Steamers really want to see up there. With 3 men on. May is 0 for 1 tonight. He's popped out and walked in this game as time is called. Jeremiah Boyd goes back to pick up a loose ball. Maybe trying to ice the hitter. Jarrett May at the plate. Also was in that home run derby for the River Bandits. He'll swing at the first pitch, pop it up behind the plate, and Jeremiah Boyd's going to run out of room. 0-1 the count. In his last 5 games against the Steamers, May is 12 for 18 with 5 home runs and 10 RBIs. A chance to continue his hot hitting against Edenton here tonight. The 0-1. May takes inside, 1-1 the count. May leads the Premier Collegiate League in RBIs with 29. He leads the league in home runs with 13. The 1-1. Inside again on May. 2-1 the count. Lawler from the windup. The 2-1. Swing and a miss. 2-2. That's a big pitch there from Jacob Lawler. This is probably the River Bandits' best chance to make a punch back into this game. The 2-2. Down low, 3-2 now the count. Tried to get May chasing again, and the count fills up. It's Zeke Hilton over at third, Munner McLean over at second, and Chase Heath down at first. Jarrett May up at the plate, 3-2 the count with 1 out in the 5th. Up high, ball 4, and Jarrett May has walked in a run here in the 5th. It's now 8-2 Edenton. It's now the league-leading 30th RBI of the season for May. And it's a 6-run game. It's the 3rd consecutive game against the Steamers he has an RBI. As Liam McFadden-Ackman steps to the plate for Tarboro. And McFadden-Ackman will take a bit off. 1-0 the count. McFadden-Ackman's grounded out and walked in this game. That walk for Jarrett May was the 5th of the game issued by Jacob Lawler, as McFadden-Ackman will foul that one away. 1-1 the count. So a lot of work still to do for Lawler on the mound in this inning. Trying to keep his team ahead with 3 men on. It's McLean over at third, Heath down at second, and May at first. The 1-1. Down in the dirt, it got between the legs of Jeremiah Boyd. McLean came off the bag, and Boyd's going to hold the ball. Would have been a close play at third. Might have had Heath down in the rights at second, but Jeremiah didn't want to risk throwing the ball away. And the count's now 2-1. McLean came almost halfway down that third base line as the ball took a generous hop right back to Boyd. Two and one the count for McFadden-Ackman. The pitch. Swing and a miss. 2-2. Jacob Lawler got to the second strike against Jarrett May before he worked a bases loaded walk. 2-2 the count now to McFadden-Ackman. On the outside corner, called strike 3. The 5th strikeout of the game for Jacob Lawler is a big one. It's out number 2 here in the 5th. That'll bring Tyler Dunn up to the plate for the River Bandits with 2 outs and the bases loaded. He'll take a called strike. 0-1. Dunn 0 for 2 in this game. He's grounded out, and he's also grounded into a double play. The 0-1. Dunn takes down low. 1-1 the count. The 1-1. Fouls it off. 1-2 now the count to Dunn. The River Bandits still just 2 hits in this game. None have come here in this inning they do have one in this inning, pardon me. They've walked once. They've been hit by 2 pitches. But Jacob Lawler trying to keep the Steamers ahead by 6. The 1-2. Off the end of the bat the other way. Going to be a tough play at third for Beebe. He'll throw on the run to first. It is not in time. Tate Abbott dug it out at first. Tyler Dunn is called safe, and a run comes home. It's now 8-3. It's an infield hit for Tyler Dunn, just the 3rd hit of the game for Tarboro. Their 2nd run of the inning as Harrison Johnson will come to the plate. That one's lined back through the middle for a base hit. 1 run comes home. They're going to send May to the plate as well. Here's the throw from Paulson. It is not in time. A 2-run single for Harrison Johnson. He's knocked in 3 runs tonight, and all of a sudden it's a 3-run game. It's 8-5. Four runs have come across in the inning for Tarboro as Lawler still on the mound trying to work out of it. Dane Hoggard up to the plate. A couple of big 2-out hits for the River Bandits to chip away at the lead. That one's fouled away. 0-1 the count to Hoggard. Hoggard's reached once tonight. He was hit by a pitch back in the 3rd. And he struck out looking in the 4th. He's up with 2 men on and 2 men out here in the 5th. Hoggard grounds that one to the left side and through for a base hit. Tyler West picks it. Oh, he dropped it and coming around to score. Runner is safe at second. Dunn comes in to score. It's now 8-6 Steamers. Five runs in the inning for Tarboro. It's an 8-6 game as Justin Hill's going to go to his bullpen here in the 5th. It's an RBI single for Dane Hoggard, the 3rd straight batter that's brought in a run for Tarboro. We have a pitching change here in Edenton. It's 8-6 Steamers. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the River Bandits have chipped away. It was once a 7-run Steamer lead. It's down to 2. Tarboro scored 5 in the inning. And the man that led off the inning, Zeke Hilton's back up to the plate. And he'll face Blake Gibson on the mound in relief of Jacob Lawler. Hilton will take inside 1-0. This is the 9th game for Blake Gibson on the mound, his second as a reliever. The first also came against the River Bandits on July 17th. He threw an inning and allowed a couple of runs. Trying to get the Steamers out of the jam here in the 5th. Hilton will take that one up high, 2-0. Zeke Hilton began this inning by getting hit by a pitch. He eventually came around to score. It's his 3rd time at the plate tonight. He struck out back in the 3rd inning. As that one floats in for a called strike from Gibson, 2-1. Nice off speed there from Blake. Gibson's thrown the 2nd most innings on the team this season for Edenton, 33 2/3. As that off speed floats across, 2-2 now the count to Hilton. Gibson with runners at 1st and 2nd, trying to get out of the jam. The 2-2. That one hits Hilton in the back. It's the 2nd time he's been hit by a pitch tonight. The 2nd time he's been hit by a pitch in the inning. And the bases are now loaded for Tarboro again. Still in the 5th. That'll bring the top of the order back up. It's James Moses at the plate. He's 0 for 2 in the game, 0 for 1 in the inning. He did walk back in the 3rd inning for Tarboro. It's Harrison Johnson over at 3rd, Dane Hoggard down at 2nd, and Zeke Hilton over at 1st for James Moses. So that one's on the inside corner, called strike to Moses, 0-1. Lawler responsible for the runners that are at 2nd and 3rd right now as Moses pokes that one towards the middle. It'll be handled by Stevens, flips to 2nd for the final out of the inning. Blake Gibson comes in and keeps the Steamers ahead, but Tarboro gets a big blow here in the 5th. 5 runs on the board for the River Bandits as they make it a 2-run game here in Edenton. Venture Tours is excited to announce the return of their Atlantic City Casino Day trips. You don't have to break your piggy bank to visit Atlantic City for the day. Tickets are $85 and you must be 21 years or older to participate. The trip includes $35 in free slot play at Resorts Casino. These Saturday trips offer exciting escorted trips where you can ride in comfort and luxury. If you're interested in traveling with Venture Tours, give them a call at 757-494-1480 or visit VentureBusTours.com. Venture Tours is the official travel partner of the Steamers for the 2022 season. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field in Edenton with the Steamers ahead of the River Bandits by 2 as Bryce Stevens set to lead off against Landon Higgerson. First pitch from Higgerson's up high for a ball, 1-0. Stevens swings at the second pitch, pops it up to right field down the line. Hoggard will move under it and make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Tate Abbott up to the plate here in the 5th. Abbott came into the game for Chase Bruno, and in his only at-bat tonight had an RBI single. And Abbott will take for a called strike, 0-1. Tate Abbott had a pretty good weekend here at Historic Hicks Field, homered in the All-Star game. He said it was a dream come true for him as he takes outside. His first year here in Edenton, said he really wanted to make the All-Star game. Was happy to represent his team, one of 15 All-Stars for Edenton this season. As he checks his swing, he went around for a strike, 1-2 the count. Again, Abbott came into the game in the spot of Chase Bruno. Obviously not a shortstop himself. They had to make some defensive switches as well as Abbott strikes out swinging for out number 2. It's the 4th strikeout for Landon Higgerson on the mound, and there's 2 outs here in the 5th. Nate Paulson up to the plate now for Edenton with 2 outs in the 5th. Nate's reached in all 3 of his times up tonight. He singled, has an RBI double, and he walked his last time at the plate. He'll swing through that one, 1-1 the count. It is the first time that Paulson has faced Higgerson tonight. All 3 of his prior plate appearances were against Porter Brady. So fight that one off the other way and out of play. 1-2 the count. Higgerson's 1-2. Swing and a miss. He got Paulson out in front. The second strikeout of the inning for Landon Higgerson. We'll head to the 6th here at Historic Hicks Field with the Steamers ahead by 2. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where we've got a ball game here after the Steamers were out ahead by 7. A 5-run 5th inning for the Tarboro River Bandits has brought them within 2 here in the 6th. As Hunter McLean is set to lead things off against Blake Gibson on the mound. Gibson came in to get the final out of the 5th inning for the Steamers. So that one's across for a called strike, 0-1. McLean's reached twice tonight. He's walked and was hit by a pitch. He was also struck out once by Jacob Lawler. That one's across for a called strike, 0-2 the count. Gibson's done a real nice job of filling up the strike zone since he's entered the game. He tried to speed up his release there a bit on McLean. 1-2 the count. McLean checked his swing. They check it first, and he went around. The first strikeout of the game for Blake Gibson. Hunter McLean down swinging to begin the sixth. Chase Heath up now with one out in the inning. Heath is 1 for 3 tonight with a single. First pitch from Gibson's up high for a ball, 1-0. Heath out in front of that one, 1-1 the count. For Heath, it's his first time facing Blake Gibson tonight, who came in relief of Jacob Lawler, went 4 2/3, allowed 6 runs on 5 hits. So that one just misses for a ball, 2-1. The real story with Lawler is really his control of 5 walks and 3 hit batters. But he did strike out 5 River Bandits, and the Steamers are still in the lead. That one's foul to the right side and out of play. 2-2 the count. Heath hitting third in the River Bandits order tonight. That one just a bit inside. 3-2 the count. Heath, the all-star catcher for the River Bandits, started the all-star game for Tarboro on Saturday night. And he lines that one down the left field line. Tyler West ranging over, and he'll make a sliding catch. An impressive catch for Tyler West down the left field line for out number 2. That'll bring Jarrett May up to the plate now for Tarboro. First pitch to May is outside for a ball, 1-0. May's walked twice tonight, including an RBI walk. His last time up, walked with the bases loaded to bring home a Tarboro run. He foul tips that one into the glove of Jeremiah Boyd. 1-1 the count to May. Overall, he's 0 for 1. He popped out back in the first inning. May takes that one in the dirt. 2-1 the count. May hitting cleanup and hitting as the designated hitter, as he tends to do against the Steamers this season. He had one game where he was over at first base, but otherwise this is primarily the role he's been in. And he's out in front of that one. 2-2 the count. There was another game May was coaching first base for the River Bandits against the Steamers after he was tossed the night prior for arguing balls and strikes. 2-2 the count. Gibson's pitch. Swing and a miss. He got him. The second strikeout of the inning for Blake Gibson. keeps the Steamers in the lead here in the sixth. We'll head to the home half of inning number 6 with the Steamers ahead by 2. Is your kid a fan of the Clam? Why not sign him up for the Steamers Kids Club, presented by Weatherly Insurance. Membership is free for all kids ages 12 and under. They receive 4 free tickets, a club t-shirt, a discount to baseball camp, and an invitation to an exclusive meet and greet event with the players. You can visit EdentonSteamers.com and download a registration form today. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are out ahead of the River Bandits by 2. Landon Higgerson back on the mound for Tarboro. He's thrown an inning and a third of relief as Kermode takes in the dirt for a ball, 1-0. Case Kermode 0 for 2 tonight. He has walked to go along with 2 strikeouts. He'll take outside for a ball. 2-0 the count. Kermode in the lineup as the DH tonight with Jeremiah Boyd behind the plate for Edenton. As Tarboro coach Grant Crosby taking a stroll down to the bullpen, maybe trying to see who's next up after Higgerson, as that one's fouled back. Higgerson had stopped the bleeding when he initially came in, but he gave up a 2-run home run to Jeremiah Boyd, which is the difference in our game right now. Two and 2 now the count to Case Kermode. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit high and fouled on the first base side. Now to play. The count will remain even. For Kermode, he's hitting .254 coming into tonight, a .365 on-base percentage. And he fights one off the other way to first. It'll be handled by McFadden Ackman. He'll take it to the bag himself for out number 1. That'll bring Alden Cottle up to the plate now with 1 out in the 6th. Cottle's 0 for 2 tonight with a strikeout, but he's also added a sac fly for one of the Steamers' 8 runs. So that one's down low to Cottle. He's out ahead 1-0. Alden, I've mentioned time and time again, is the Tarboro killer. He's knocked in 12 runs this season, 10 of them coming against the River Bandits. This being his 24th game, he's played quite a bit this season, but he always seems to get up for these games. He'll swing and line it the other way into right field. This time, Hoggard's got a beat on it for out number 2. Last time we saw him run in for a line drive, it went straight over his head off the bat of Davis Halstead. Brought 2 runs home for Edenton. That'll bring Jared Beebe up to the plate now for the Steamers. Nearly offers at the first pitch. It's down low for a ball, 1-0. All three steamers in the inning have gotten out ahead of Landon Higgerson. So that one's a bit off the plate. 2-0 to Beebe. Higgerson's retired 7 consecutive seamers since that home run. He's got the count 2-1 now to Jared Beebe. Beebe's walked tonight. He's been hit by a pitch and was reached on an error. That one's across for a called strike, 2-2. Higgerson, a long breath on the mound. He's ready to go. The 2-2. Beebe pokes that one out towards the right center field gap. That one's going to get down for a hit. James Moses cuts it off in center. It's a 2-out single for Jared Beebe, the 8th hit of the night for Edenton, and the first for Beebe. That'll bring Jeremiah Boyd up to the plate now for the Steamers. Shirley Higgerson remembers Boyd's last at bat, a 2-run home run in their only face-off tonight. Boyd takes that one up and in. 1-0 the count. All 4 at-bats in this inning have started with a ball from Higgerson. That one's up high, 2-0 from Higgerson, who's up to 36 pitches now in relief of Porter Brady, who didn't make it out of the 3rd inning. He allowed 6 runs on 4 hits and 4 walks. The 2-0. Boyd swings and sends it high in the air, deep to left field. He's done it again. Another 2-run home run for Jeremiah Boyd, his 2nd of the night. The home run derby champion keeps on swinging it. It is 10-6 Edenton.
Home run derby champion Jeremiah Boyd.
He is feeling good tonight. 4 RBIs for Boyd. It puts him in a tie for the team lead in home runs with Tanner Thatch with 6 apiece. Jeremiah providing the Steamers a bit of much-needed insurance after the River Bandits scored 5 in a row. And a couple of 2-out hits for the Steamers in the inning prove big as they are now back ahead by 4. Tyler West swings and fouls the first pitch he sees straight back, 0-1 the count. Tyler West 0 for 2 in this game. He's also walked once. He's got this count even, 1-1. West chops that one high over to third. Going to be a tough play for Johnson. He throws across his body in time for out number 3. But the Steamers add on another pair of runs thanks to another 2-run home run from Jeremiah Boyd. We'll head to the 7th with the Steamers ahead by 4. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field as the Steamers lead by 4 in the 7th against the Tarboro River Bandits. Another pitching change for Edenton as Logan Fleming enters the game. It's the second appearance of the season for Fleming. His first coming back on July 19th against the Norfolk Redbirds. He threw 2 scoreless innings on the mound. Allowed 1 hit, 1 walk, struck out 2, got the win that night. For Fleming, it's been real tough for him. He got here the weekend of July 4th, but 7 games have been rained out since he's been here, so it's only his second appearance. He'll face Liam McFadden-Ackman to lead things off in the 7th for Tarboro. Fleming actually started a game against Wake Forest a while back, but that game got rained out in the first inning, so none of it counted. Two pitches up high to McFadden-Ackman. He's ahead in the count 2-0. 5, 6, and 7 in the River Bandits order due up here in the 7th as McFadden-Ackman leads off. He's 0 for 2 with a walk in this game. That's outside, 3-0. That one's across for a called strike from Fleming. 3-1 the count. Fleming teammates with Bryce Stevens at Enterprise State Community College. Both out there on the field tonight. As that one's up high, ball 4. McFadden-Ackman walks for the second time tonight. And he puts the leadoff man over at first in the 7th. It's the 6th walk of the game for Steamers pitching. And that'll bring Tyler Dunn to the plate. Dunn had an RBI infield single his last time up. A real slow grounder the other way off the end of the bat that he ended up beating out to first. As that one's up and in on Dunn, 1-0 the count. Dunn's 1 for 3 in this game before that RBI single. He had grounded out twice. And he's now ahead 2-0 against Fleming. Fleming came in relief of Blake Gibson, who went an inning and a third, allowed no hits, no walks, struck out 2. Another solid relief appearance for Blake Gibson in his second relief outing of the year. So that one's popped up by Dunn. Might have done the Steamers a favor in the shallow center field. Paulson's under it. He'll make the catch for out number 1. That'll bring Harrison Johnson up to the plate. He was added into this lineup right about before 7 o'clock, and he looked like he's been preparing for this game for a while. 3 runs batted in for Johnson tonight on a couple of hits. He's 2 for 3 in the game. He did all his damage against Jacob Lawler. This is the second pitcher he's faced tonight. The 1-0, McFadden-Ackman's off and running, pitch up high, no throw from Jeremiah Boyd. As McFadden-Ackman puts himself in scoring position with the count 2-0. Fleming still trying to find the strike zone here against the River Bandits. The 2-0. That one's across for a called strike, 2-1. So Johnson overall tonight, 2 for 3 with 3 RBIs and 2 singles. Once again, Fleming went 2 scoreless innings of relief in his only appearance this season. 2-1, floats across for a called strike, 2-2. Johnson and Fleming even 2-2. Swing and a miss. The first strikeout for Logan Fleming is out number 2 here in the 7th. Now to bring Dane Hoggard up to the plate. Hoggard had an RBI single his last time up. He was the last man to face Jacob Lawler. He's reached twice tonight with that single, and he was also hit by a pitch. He'll take down and away for a ball, 1-0.
Facility, no smoking allowed inside the ballpark.
The 1-0 from Fleming. Just missed, 2-0. Fleming, the third pitcher used tonight by the Steamers after Jacob Lawler started, went the first 4 2/3. Blake Gibson relieved him and went an inning and a third. Fleming trying to give the Steamers a scoreless 7th as that one comes across for a called strike, 2-1. Hoggard hitting 8th in the River Bandits lineup tonight. The 2-1. That one's outside, 3-1. Hoggard had a misplay out in right field earlier in this game that led to 2 Steamer runs. Trying to atone for his mistake here at the plate. He's ahead 3-1 against Logan Fleming with a runner out in scoring position. Swing and a miss, 3-2. Logan Fleming 1 strike away from a scoreless 7th inning. Trying to strand a River Bandit out at scoring position. The 3-2. Runners off. That one's popped up. Shallow right field. Moving in from right is Halstead. He's under it and he'll make the catch. A scoreless inning of relief in the 7th for Logan Fleming. We'll head to the home half of inning number 7 here in Edenton with the Clams ahead by 4. Edenton IT has all your repair needs. Another cracked phone screen? They've seen it. A computer virus has taken over? They've battled it. Time for a software update? Hand it over. In dire need of family filtering? Well, every family needs that. Call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591 or visit them online at edentonit.com. No one likes to strike out by missing a Zoom call, losing data, having slow software, or a broken computer. Once again, call Edenton IT at 252-573-4591 for all your computer service needs, or visit them over at 203 South Broad Street in downtown Edenton. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field as we're set to begin the bottom half of the 7th with the Steamers ahead by 4. Davis Halstead leading things off for Edenton at the plate. He'll take inside from Landon Higgerson for a ball 1-0. Halstead's reached twice tonight in 3 plate appearances. He takes a called strike there, 1-1 the count. Halstead had a 2-run double back in that 6-run 3rd inning on a ball that was really misplayed by the right fielder, Dane Hoggard. So that one's in the dirt, 2-1 to Halstead. He struck out in his last at-bat, the only time he's faced Landon Higgerson tonight, who's back on the mound for Tarboro. He crushes that one to deep left field. Back at the wall, and that one is gone! Davis Halstead with his 2nd home run of the season, his 2nd hit tonight, the 3rd bomb of the game for Edenton. It's 11-6 Steamers. A big blast for Davis Halstead. He's now knocked in 3 runs tonight. And Grant Crosby has seen enough. He's going to the bullpen after Landon Higgerson allows 3 home runs in the game. We've got a pitching change here in Edenton, but the Clams ahead 11-6. The Edenton Steamers are the greatest show in town. How can we make that any better? Throw in some fireworks. We have 1 fireworks show scheduled for the rest of the summer. You can catch that show on Saturday, July 30th. Mark your calendars and we'll see you at the ballpark. Steamers lighting some fireworks tonight. 3 home runs, 2 from Jeremiah Boyd, 1 from Davis Halstead. And they have put 11 on the board against the Tarboro River Bandits. A 5-run lead as Tarboro heads back to the bullpen. It's Adam Creswell coming into the game. He'll face the top of the order. It's Bryce Stevens leading things off. It's across for a called strike. Last time Creswell faced the Steamers, he went 2 innings, allowed a couple of hits and a couple of runs. Stevens will foul that one away, 0-2. Stevens 1 for 4 tonight with an infield hit. He's quickly behind 0-2 against Creswell. The 0-2. Across for a called strike 3. Nice off speed there from Creswell for out number 1 here in the 7th. How to bring Tate Abbott up to the plate now for Edenton. Abbott came in the game for Chase Bruno. After Bruno had a couple of at-bats, Abbott, this is his 3rd time at the plate tonight. Roped an RBI single into right field his first time up and struck out in his last at-bat. Abbott will take that one across for a called strike. Almost tailed inside. 0-2 the count. That one is inside. 1-2 the count. Abbott came into tonight hitting .247 with a .344 on-base percentage. He's knocked in 10 runs this season for the Steamers. He'll take that one on the outside corner, called strike 3. Abbott not happy with it. Back-to-back strikeouts for Creswell, and there's 2 outs here in the 7th. That'll bring Nate Paulson up to the plate now for the Steamers. After back-to-back strikeouts by Adam Creswell. Paulson will take low for a ball, 1-0. It's been a good night for Nate. He's reached 3 times. He's got a single, an RBI double, and a walk. He did strike out in his last at-bat. That was against Landon Higgerson. So that one misses in a similar spot on where it was to Abbott. 2-0 the count. Creswell, the 3rd pitcher used tonight by the River Bandits. That one's outside. 3-0 now to Nate Paulson. Porter Brady started this game for Tarboro, went 2 2/3, allowed 6 runs on 4 hits and 4 walks. He also hit a couple of batters. Landon Higgerson came into the game, went 3 1/3 of relief, allowed 5 hits. 3 of those hits were home runs. 2 for Jeremiah Boyd, 1 for Davis Halstead, and Nate Paulson draws his 2nd walk of the night. He's aboard for the 4th time in the game, and the Steamers have a runner on with 2 outs in the 7th. The long ball battle is something the Steamers have lost to the River Bandits in their recent matchups. Tarboro with 12 home runs in their last 4 games against the Steamers. But tonight it's been the Steamers in full control in the home run department. Maybe the home run derby sparked something here in Edenton with the home run derby back on Friday. Jeremiah Boyd took home the crown. And he's got 2 home runs tonight. So he's seeing the ball a little bit extra well in his home ballpark as Case Kermode's up to the plate. He'll take high for ball 1. Kermode's 0 for 3 tonight with a walk. He'll take outside. 2-0 now to Kermode. Creswell, the 3rd different pitcher that Case has faced tonight. He walked against Porter Brady. He's 0 for 2 against Landon Higgerson. It's his first time against Adam Creswell. 2-0 pitch is across for a called strike. 2-1 the count. Two-one. Paulson's off and running. That one's up high. Throw down to second is not in time. Nate Paulson swipes his 2nd bag of the game. A team high 10 steals now for Paulson. as the count's 3-1 to Kermode. The 3-1. Kermode swings foul tips into the glove of Heath. 3-2 the count. Paulson getting a good lead off that second base bag as well. Creswell didn't look back at him on that pitch. He doesn't look back again, and now he takes a peek. The 3-2, Paulson's off and running. It's swung on and fouled back by Kermode. The count will remain 3-2. I think Nate Paulson thought he saw something he could take advantage of. And that's the guy he'll certainly let go do what he thinks is right on the base paths. Nate Paulson's gonna watch as Kermode takes inside for ball 4. Case Kermode works a 2-out walk. It's his second walk tonight. And the Steamers have runners at first and second with 2 outs. And now we'll have another meeting at the mound for Creswell. So for Nate Paulson, he's stolen 11 bases on 12 attempts this season. So a very efficient guy out there running the bases. He's down at second. Case Kermode's over at first. And a long meeting on the mound for Adam Creswell as the River Bandits have shown the ability to put up big innings. They scored 5 in the 5th to cut away what was once a 7-run deficit. But the Steamers have scored 3 since then to build the lead back up to 5. Alden Cottle up to the plate now for Edenton. He's 0 for 3 and he's added a sac fly in this game. Cottle will take inside, 1-0 the count. That walk for Kermode. The Steamers have now walked 8 times in this game. Paulson's off and running. Kermode as well. No throw from Heath. He wanted to go down to second, but no one was covering the bag. A couple more stolen bases for Edenton with the count now 2-0. Steamers have stolen 5 bases in this game. Nate Paulson has 3 of them. The 2-0 to Cottle. He'll swing and ground it to the left side. That is through for a base hit. It's off of McLean. It's short. It bounces into left field. It's a 2-run single for Alden Cottle. He's put 3 more across in the game against the River Bandits, and it is now a 13-6 lead. I continue to say it, the River Bandit killer, Alden Cottle, has knocked in 12 of his 14 runs this season against the River Bandits, including 3 more tonight. Jared Beebe at the plate for Edenton. He'll take up high for a ball, 1-0. Steamers have scored 5 straight since Tarboro cut the lead to 2. Jared Beebe takes inside. Heath will go back to first where Cottle's in safely. Adam Creswell came into this game and got 2 quick outs, but a pair of walks and a 2-run single has forced him to give up a couple runs. The 2-0. That one comes across for a called strike, 2-1. Beebe's 1 for 2 tonight. He's also been hit by a pitch and walked, so he's reached 3 times overall in this game. The 2-1. Beebe checks his swing, chops it right back to Creswell. He'll take it to the bag, toss to first for the final out. But the Steamers put 4 on the board in the inning, or 3 on the board. A solo home run from Davis Halstead and a 2-run single from Alden Cottle. The Clams now lead by 7 as we head to the 8th. Hello and welcome back to Historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are ahead by 7 here in the 8th. 5 consecutive runs from the Clams have put them back in a comfortable lead, as the River Bandits will have 9-1-2 to lead off the inning. Zeke Hilton will lead things off against Logan Fleming. Fleming threw a scoreless 7th inning in relief for Edenton, as his first pitch is across for a called strike, 0-1. Hilton's reached twice in this game. He's been hit by 2 pitches, one from Jacob Lawler, one from Blake Gibson. He's also struck out once. That was against Lawler. That one's up high, 1-1. The 1-1. Fouled away by Hilton. 1-2 the count. Zeke Hilton looking for his first hit against the Steamers in what's been a 7-game drought between the teams for him. And he takes a called strike 3. Another strikeout for Logan Fleming. It's his 2nd of the night, and it's out number 1 here in the 8th. Back to the top of the order for Tarboro. James Moses at the plate with 1 out in the 8th, and he'll take up high, 1-0. Moses 0 for 3 in this game. He has walked once to reach base, as Carter Hill, the intern for the Tarboro River Bandits, mentioned to me before the game he's reached safely in all but 1 game this season. That was a loss here in Edenton. He has been held hitless in this one, as he's ahead 2-0 against Fleming. Fleming's ready, the 2-0. It's outside, 3-0 the count. Fleming trying to find the zone here. He's walked one batter already tonight. For the most part, he's been able to throw strikes and get outs. 3-0 pitch on the inside corner to Moses. 3-1 the count. Again, Fleming, the third pitcher used tonight by the Steamers. He's thrown 27 pitches in relief. The 3-1. Up off the helmet of Moses. Or maybe off the glove of Boyd. I think would have seen more of a reaction if it went off the helmet. So Moses is aboard for the second time tonight. His second walk of the game, and that'll bring Hunter McLean up to the plate. McLean has reached twice on a walk and a hit by pitch. He's also struck out twice. That one's across for a called strike, 0-1. Moses got a real solid lead over there at first. He may think about taking off. The 0-1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. The 0-2. Inside off the glove of Jeremiah Boyd, and Moses will advance to second. So the River Bandits have a man in scoring position with one out. For Fleming, he threw the second most innings coming in from the spring season of any Steamer. Nicky Wolking threw a bit over 50. Logan Fleming is right on the button at 50 innings thrown at Enterprise State Community College. Pitched in 11 games this spring. This is his second of the summer. The 1-2. A bit high on McLean. 2-2 the count. McLean once again getting the start over at shortstop in this one, after usually starting at third for the River Bandits. And McLean swings and misses for strike 3. The third strikeout for Logan Fleming, and it's out number 2 here in the 8th. Chase Heath up at the plate now to face Fleming. Logan on the mound, and just want to thank him for coming on the broadcast for a couple of innings in the All-Star game. Was on early in the game and later in the game. Out there supporting his guys already, so he came up here to help support me and give me a great color, man. He was terrific on the mic. Would love to have him on more broadcasts during the regular season. It's tough to bring guys up here during the real games, but certainly after tonight, you wouldn't expect him to pitch tomorrow, so maybe we can get him back in here for all those that weren't able to hear him on Saturday night. The 0-1 a bit outside. 1-1 now the count to Chase Heath. Heath 1 for 4 in this game. He's struck out. He's flown out twice. And he singled once for the River Bandits. One of their 5 hits tonight. 6 runs on 5 hits for Tarboro. Heath swings and misses 1-2. Once again, the big thing is Tarboro with no home runs. They came into this one with 12 homers over their last 4 games against the Steamers. And they've been kept enclosed at historic Hicks Field tonight. The Steamers with 3 home runs tonight. The 1-2. Up high, 2-2 the count. "19 combined runs scored in this game. A long night at historic Hicks Field, but it'll all be worth it if the Steamers can hold on to the lead." The 2-2. Called strike 3. Logan Fleming, his 4th strikeout of the night, keeps the River Bandits scoreless here in the 8th. We'll head to the home half of inning number 8 at historic Hicks Field with the Steamers ahead by 7. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field here in Edenton with the Steamers ahead 13-6. Thank you so much to everyone that's joined us on the broadcast tonight. I'm Luke Mealy, taking you through the rest of this game. And the man up at the plate has had quite the game tonight. Jeremiah Boyd already 2 home runs in this game. He swings and misses at that one, 0-1. The 0-1 pitch, Boyd, this one's high in the air. It'll not get out of the park. It's shallow center field. It'll be caught by Moses for out number 1. That'll bring Tyler West up to the plate now for Edenton. Or pardon me, Hunter Cole's going to come in to hit for Tyler West. Hunter Cole into the ball game for Edenton. It'll be his first at-bat of the night. Hitting for the left fielder, Tyler West. Cole will take a bit off the plate. 1-0 the count. Hunter Cole in the last game against Tarboro went 0 for 2, but he did bring home a run. He was hit by a pitch with the bases loaded. Hunter also represented the Steamers in the All-Star game, blasted a double out to center field, also walked, so he reached both times in one of the biggest games of the season. Quite the honor for Cole. He's the only three-time All-Star on the Steamers. Made it in 2020 as a member of the Old Dominion Hitters, and now back-to-back years with the Steamers. 1-2's way outside, 2-2 the count. So Hunter Cole's made his mark in the PCL for as long as it's existed. He's got a 2-2 count with Adam Creswell. The pitch. Out in front, fouls it away. Count will remain 2-2. The Steamers with 11 hits in this game. The River Bandits with 5. Steamers out ahead 13-6. It's the first time they've scored 13 plus in a game since they scored 14 against the Suffolk Voyagers on July 1st. And it's the most runs they've scored against Tarboro this season as Cole fouls it away. 2-2 the count. The Steamers had lost 5 consecutive games to the River Bandits coming into tonight. Still another inning to go, but out ahead by 7. The 3-2 to Cole is a cross for a called strike 3. And out number 2 here in the 8th. Davis Halstead up to the plate now for the Steamers. Halstead sent a solo home run over the left field fence his last time up. He's knocked in 3 runs tonight. Had a 2-run double earlier in the game. And Halstead calls for time, and pitch to him was up and in. So that pitch won't count. Davis has reached in 3 of his 4 plate appearances in this game. He also added a walk. So he'll take that one across for a called strike, 0-1. Man, it's rough when you can take a pitch up and in like that and not get a ball on the scoreboard. The 0-1 is a bit low. 1-1 the count. Halstead again came into this game with limited at-bats. Hadn't played in 13 days, but he was hitting .407, .448 in those at-bats. He's now knocked in 7 runs this season with a couple of home runs. He's ahead 2-1 against Adam Creswell, the 3rd pitcher used tonight for Tarboro. He'll take up high, 3-1 the count. One of the longer games this season. This game over the 3-hour mark tonight. It feels like a lot of the games at Tarboro go a bit beyond that 3-hour mark. As Halstead checks his swing, fouls it away, and smacks his bat for making contact with the ball. It's always the bat's fault. As Halstead will step back in with a full count against Creswell. Swing and a miss, he got him. For Creswell, it's his 4th strikeout of the game, and the final out here in the 8th. We'll head to the 9th at historic Hicks Field with the Steamers ahead 13-6. Who's ready to rock? The first annual Clam Jam is coming up on Saturday, September 24th. We'll welcome 3 awesome bands to jam out at historic Hicks Field. Starting at 4 p.m. that afternoon, PB&J will take the stage, followed by the Eric Dunlow Band at 6 and the headlining Daniel Jordan Band at 8 p.m. Advanced tickets will be available at EdentonSteamers.com for $15 or can be purchased at the gate that night for $20. Bring your lawn chair and take the field for the rockin' event. Numerous food and beverage options will be available all night. We hope to see you there. Fans, summer's here, and you know what that means. Graduation, parties, and cookout season. Bill Gardner's Biggs Party Tent is the perfect place to host your next get-together. Schedule a picnic before the game, before your next birthday bash, graduation gathering, or business rendezvous. It's the classic choice for family summer fun. Call the office at 482-4080 for more details. Thank you to Bill Gardner and Biggs Cadillac Buick GMC for their support of the Steamers and sponsoring our newest addition to historic Hicks Field. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicks Field, where the Steamers are nursing a 7-run lead over the Tarboro River Bandits. Logan Fleming back on the mound, trying to finish things off for the Steamers and give them their first win over Tarboro in a long time, since June 25th. It was a high-scoring game back then. That was a 12-4 Steamer victory. Ahead 13-6 tonight. 3 home runs in the game, 2 from Jeremiah Boyd and 1 from Davis Halstead. None for the River Bandits. That's an anomaly when these teams match up. It'll be Jarrett May leading things off for Tarboro in the 9th against Fleming. And the first pitch is across for a called strike, 0-1. May still without a hit tonight. He's 0 for 2, but he's walked twice, and one of those walks was with the bases loaded to bring in a run. That one's down low, 1-1 the count. It's the first time he's faced Logan Fleming in this game. He faced Jacob Lawler 3 times. Blake Gibson struck him out the only time they matched up, and now it's Fleming's shot. May will take up high, 2-1. May, certainly a guy that seems a lot more comfortable in his home ballpark, has crushes home runs against the Steamers in Tarboro. As he takes up high, 3-1 the count. The River Bandits have shown they can put big spots on the board. They scored 5 back in the 5th inning. And at the time, that cut the Steamers' lead down to 2, but they've scored 5 in a row since then to retake a 7-run lead as May sends it high in the air, foul territory. Third base line, will it stay fair? And it's dropped it short in foul territory by Stevens. But that was a tough play. Bryce and Jared Beebe from third base both sprinting back towards the Steamers' bullpen, not quite sure where that fence was. And right in front of that fence, Stevens got his glove on it, unable to make the catch. Three and 2 the count to Jarrett May. Here's the pitch. Swung on foul off the mask of Boyd. And the count will remain 3 and 2. 4, 5, and 6 in the River Bandits order due up here in the 9th. With May in that 4th spot, leading things off. The only batter in the lineup that Fleming has yet to face. Fleming's ready, the 3-2. Down low, ball 4. Jarrett May works a leadoff walk to begin the 9th. It's the 3rd walk of the night for May. And that'll bring Liam McFadden-Ackman up to the plate. That one's down low against McFadden-Ackman, 1-0 the count. McFadden-Ackman's walked twice tonight. He's 0 for 2 at the plate. He's grounded out and struck out. That one misses. 2-0 now the count to McFadden-Ackman. McFadden-Ackman got the start over at first base tonight for Tarboro. The 2-0. Up high. 3-0 the count. McFadden-Ackman trying to walk for the third time tonight like the man over at first base, Jarrett May. The River Bandits just trying to put base runners on, trailing by 7 in the 9th. That one is outside, ball 4, a 4-pitch walk for McFadden-Ackman. It's his third walk of the night, the second walk to begin the 9th inning for Tarboro. For Fleming, he's now walked 4 in this game as Jeremiah Boyd's going to head out and have a chat with his pitcher. Tyler Dunn will be up at the plate for the River Bandits. Still a 7-run game. Remember, they've put 6 on the board, has Tarboro, on only 5 hits. They've walked 9 times in this game, and they've been hit by 4 pitches. So Tyler Dunn at the plate for the River Bandits. He'll let the first pitch come up high. 1-0 the count. Fleming stranded some runners in each of his first 2 innings of relief, trying to do the same here in the 9th. So that one's across for a called strike, 1-1. Tyler Dunn, 1 for 4 in this game. He's grounded out twice. He's flown out. He has an infield hit that brought home a run tonight. He'll line that one out towards left center field. That's going to get down for a hit. And it's misplayed by Paulson in center field. That's going to allow May to come around and score. And the River Bandits have scored here in the 9th. It's now a 6-run game, 13-7 Edenton. It's a single for Tyler Dunn, and then May was able to come home on an error out there in center. The first 3 men here in the 9th have reached for Tarboro as Harrison Johnson will come to the plate. A righty on lefty matchup here with Fleming against Johnson. Johnson takes, that one was low. It gets away from Boyd. He doesn't know where it is. And now no one's covering home. A play at the plate, no one's there. 2-run score on the pitch that got away from Boyd. And it's now a 13-9 game. Real heads-up base running from Tyler Dunn as Logan Fleming saw where the ball got away. Jeremiah Boyd didn't, and Fleming went to go get it himself, but they both took off for the ball, leaving home plate uncovered. And Tyler Dunn able to come home. That's 3 runs here in the 9th for Tarboro to make it a 4-run game. So now Harrison Johnson at the plate with nobody on. And he'll foul that one straight back. 1-1 the count. Steamers have some action down in the bullpen. but hoping that Fleming can just finish this thing off. It's Gage Riddick warming up in the bullpen. But now with nobody on, Fleming only has to worry about the batter in front of him. 2-1 the count against Harrison Johnson. That one's outside. 3-1 the count. The Steamers yet to record an out here in the ninth. Tarboro's put 3 across in the inning. They trailed by 7 coming into the ninth. Inside, and it might have got a piece of him. Regardless, Johnson's able to reach. The third walk of the inning issued by Logan Fleming. And now head coach Justin Hill will come have a chat with Logan. Again, the Steamers still looking for their first out here in the ninth, and that's going to do it for Fleming on the mound. Pitches a couple of innings of relief for the Steamers, as they'll try and finish it off and get the final 3 outs in the ninth against the River Bandits. The Steamers ahead 13-9 as we have a pitching change. Hello and welcome back to historic Hicksfield, where the Steamers have made another pitching change here in the ninth. They go to Gage Riddick to try and shut the door on the Tarboro River Bandits. Riddick's last appearance was against these River Bandits. He went 1 scoreless inning of relief. Overall for Riddick, this is the 12th game he's appeared in this season. That leads the team. He's thrown 15 2/3 innings on the mound. 2.87 ERA, 28 strikeouts for Gage Riddick. He's on the mound to relieve Logan Fleming, who started this 9th inning, didn't get an out. The River Bandits have scored 3 in the inning. Dane Hoggard is leading things off for Tarboro. He's got Harrison Johnson over at first, who walked. That was the last batter that Fleming faced. And Hoggard will pop it up foul territory, and it'll go out of play behind the plate. 0-2 the count. Still a long way to go for the River Bandits offense, so Riddick can really focus in on the batters and not have to worry about Johnson over at first. That one's down in the dirt. It gets between the legs of Boyd. Johnson will advance to second. That'll take away the force out now at second as the count's now 1-2. Couple of balls have gotten away here in the ninth, and River Bandits have certainly taken advantage. They scored 2 on the same wild pitch earlier in the inning. One and two the count, and now Hoggard will call for time. Hoggard's 1 for 3 in this game with an RBI single. He's also been hit by a pitch. One of 4 hit batters by the Steamers tonight. That one's down low. It gets away from Boyd. 2-2 the count. Jeremiah kept it close. The River Bandit dugout waking up here in the ninth. Having a bit of fun on what they hope is a big comeback. If you're the Steamers, you just want to keep any potential tying runs in that dugout. The 2-2. Down low, 3-2 as Riddick slips on the mound. The count is full for Dane Hoggard. Three walks already in the inning, plus a single. The Steamers looking for their first out in the ninth. Riddick on for his first batter. The 3-2. Out in front, slow chopper to third. Gonna be a tough play for Beebe. Throw to first is in time. A nice play by Jared Beebe at third for out number 1. Johnson will advance to third on the throw. But if you're the Steamers, you'll trade that for an out at this point in the game. As Zeke Hilton will come to the plate. Hilton's 0 for 2 tonight with a pair of strikeouts, but he's also been hit by 2 pitches. Hilton swings and misses, 0-1 the count. Steamers have had success against him as long as they don't hit him. They've been able to get him out tonight. 0 for his last 18 now against the Steamers. So that one floats in for a called strike on Hilton, 0-2 the count. Zeke Hilton trying to keep the line moving here in the ninth. The 6th Tarboro batter to come to the plate. Swing and a miss. Gage Riddick strikes out Hilton for out number 2. The 3rd strikeout of the game for Hilton. And the River Bandits back to the top of the order, but they've lost a whole lot of momentum here in the inning. As James Moses and the River Bandits down to their final out. Moses 0 for 3 in the game with a couple of walks. Moses takes for a called strike, 0-1. Riddick. The 0-1. Moses fouls it back. 0-2 the count. The River Bandits down to their final strike. Gage Riddick came into this game in the ninth for Logan Fleming. He's got 2 outs already in the inning, trying to finish it off. The 0-2 poked out down the left field line, and that's going to drift foul towards the Steamers bullpen, and the River Bandits stay alive with the count 0-2. A long stare from James Moses and Gage Riddick. Riddick's ready to go with the count 0-2 on James Moses. And time is called. 22 combined runs in this game on 17 combined hits. 18 walks between the two teams. The River Bandits down to their final strike. Outside, 1-2. Those 18 walks along with 5 hit batters between the teams in this game. So a lot of base runners tonight. The 1-2. Misses outside, 2-2 the count. Moses must have some kind of eye to take that pitch. And the count is even. He has walked twice tonight, so he's shown some good discipline at the plate in this game. The 2-2. Called strike 3. Riddick with his second strikeout of the ninth to close this game out for the Steamers. For the first time in forever, the Steamers take down the Tarboro River Bandits. They break a 5-game losing streak to Tarboro. It's their first loss, their first win over the River Bandits since June 25th. And remember, a lot of importance in this game. The Steamers had to win 3 straight to retake first place. This is the first of those 3. The Steamers improved to 22-9 this season, 18-9 in PCL play, and they get their 3rd win of the summer against the Tarboro River Bandits. Tarboro falls to 20-9 overall, 12-5 in PCL play, and these teams will match up again tomorrow night in Tarboro. Thank you so much to everyone that watched tonight. The Steamers hold on for a 13-9 win over the River Bandits. The rematch will be tomorrow night in Tarboro.